What's up, YouTube? Especially you, Toyota fanboys. It's your boy, Brian, back at it with another Toyota review. I know you love this stuff, so do I. Alright, I don't know why, but I have another Toyota. This is the 21 Corolla SE Nightshade. And Nightshade means it has black mirrors, caps, black wheels, black badges, and black door handles. But it's a hatchback, and there are only about 5 hatchbacks you can buy in the US. The Volkswagen Golf, BMW's Mini, the Hyundai Veloster, the Mazda 3, and the Corolla. Now I know, yeah, it's a Corolla. But as far as hatchbacks go, I like hatchbacks because they're not high up like SUVs. They're not prone to crosswinds like SUVs. Yeah, they're a little limited with where you can go with them, but not everybody off-roads like you think they do. And, well, it's a Toyota, so it actually looks pretty good. It's not quite as snazzy as the Mazda 3, or the interior is not as good as the Mini, but none of them are as bland and basic and overdone as the Golf. So let me show you a few things about this vehicle. You know what? I'll just get in and show you. You stay right there. All right, just start this bad boy up. Let me roll the windows down, actually. That way I have more ambiance in here. So something I did recently on this street was I reviewed the Chevrolet Bolt. And the Bolt is a city car, but I gave it a lot of flack because it wasn't actually very good in the city. And the first test I ever did with it was it should be able to do a U-turn without problems. And so here I am on the same street in the Corolla hatchback, and if I just turn the wheel, look at that, it makes it. So this is the same spot where the Bolt failed, and they called the Bolt a hatchback, but it's really just an EV. It's two totally different things, but I can do it without any adjustments, which is fantastic. Let me go ahead and bring you in. I know you're gonna have to pardon the attire here. It's because I'm trying to get in my college game, and it's 38 degrees out, so this is really difficult. The reason for the college game is because this car will be everywhere around college campuses. So these are the wheels. I like the bead on this tire to protect that rim. You don't really need 18-inch black wheels, but Toyota did some focus testing and decided that's what you want. So that's what you get. You cannot open the hatch with the key. There's a little button here where you can do that. And we do have a spare tire, but you can't get it deleted on the Nightshade edition. You could get it deleted on a different version of it, I believe. Go ahead and sit back there for a little bit. I just want you to experience the cavernous version of what a hatchback is. That way you kind of feel like, oh, hatchbacks are small. No, they're not. SUVs are based on hatchbacks. They're just lifted with all-wheel drive, maybe sometimes. So there are a few flaws with this vehicle. As we go around, I'll explain it to you. It's not that difficult. It does handle like a hatchback should. Although this doesn't have, well, it's got a 2-liter non-turbo 4-cylinder. It doesn't have more than 200 horsepower. It's really low. It's like 168. It's not my kind of thing. It's just underpowered. I like a powerful hatchback because you can really rip around town. This is not for ripping around town. This is, just a hatchback. It's for utility. But the worst part about this isn't the CVT. Yes, the CVT is unfortunate. A CVT is a continuously variable transmission, which means it doesn't really have gears. There's no gear changing going on. It's just a moan. It just sounds like a lawnmower half the time. So what I want to do is bring you inside up front here and show you let me show you a couple things. So this is the back. Obviously, the rear door is pretty cool. It has built-in cup holders. The seats do not fold up and down unless you remove the headrest or move the seats up, but I'm not bothered with that. Yes, it has back seats. No, I wouldn't sit back there. And up front, you'll see we do have automatic headlight controls for the high beams. We have a Corolla sill there and pretty snazzy cloth seats. All pretty good. But we do not have a sunroof, and we do not have heated seats, which is really odd. It's not even an option in this car. You'll see it's 40 degrees out right now. It's warming up a little bit, but I have no heated seats in here. Not even an option. So I don't know what Toyota was thinking there. I don't know what the focus group was thinking. Oh yeah, I'd rather have radar cruise than heated seats. I think your priorities are all backwards, Toyota. At least make that an option. And you'll notice I don't have much room here for my head with a hat on, not including poofy hair. Not much room, and if there was a sunroof, I'm sure there would be no room. And this is the seat all the way down. So the driving position is kind of awkward. Yes, I'm bigger than a normal college student would be. I'm 6 feet tall, 280 pounds. I work out 3 times a week now. And basically, there's hardly any room in here for me. But not to say that it isn't spacious. It's just that there's no lumbar adjustment for this driver's seat. And the well, it's just out of all the hatchbacks you can buy, this is the lowest. Well, let's see. Yeah, $23,420. So it is a pretty low priced hatchback, but I also think it's at the bottom of the layers of hatchbacks. So even if you like Toyota, you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't look at the Veloster and the Mazda 3 at the very least. The minis can get up there with price, as the Golfs could, depending on the trim and the models, but at least you can get a manual in the Toyota Corolla hatchback. This, unfortunately, is the CVT. That's a disappointment. I would say I'd get the Veloster over this because of that. Otherwise, I'd look at the Mazda 3. So if you can get a manual Mazda 3 or a manual Corolla hatchback, which one would you go for? I would still choose the Mazda 3 because now they're adding a turbo to it, so there's going to be a little bit more power than before. I drove that one 2 years ago. You should check that review out on my channel. But this one, I haven't driven the manual yet, so I can't comment on it. Maybe it's way more entertaining than I think. Well, it's supposed to get 41 mpgs on the highway, 35 average. I'm averaging 28. And there's one really, really crucially bad thing about this car. I know, just when you thought I was done complaining, let me get my seatbelt on and let's go for a drive. We have stop, automatic emergency collision, so we have the stop system. We have, it's all part of Toyota Safety Sense Plus 2.0, whatever they call it. I'm not really into marketing terms. All I know is I'm here to tell you it has the tech, everything but blind spot monitoring, which is really weird because the Land Cruiser I drove last week had the little alerts that go on in the mirrors. This one does not. Actually, let me move you over to here. You see we have auto hold at the lights, which is great when you're at a drive-through. We have parking brake, which sets and desets itself. We have a sport button, so it can go into sport mode. But the most embarrassing thing is, let's just say you've got some friends in the car or your fam is here and there's somebody in front of you and they're like, the light turns green and they're not going, and you're like, all right, time to go, and you honk your horn. When you honk the horn in this thing, you're gonna G-check yourself. It's terrible. Ready? Oh, that's nasty. That has got to go. Why haven't they focus grouped that? That's big. So you got the horn, you got the lack of an upgraded stereo, you've got no lumbar support, and no heated seats, and a CVT. Those are a lot of things going against this car, and that's why I would say it's at the bottom of the shopping list. Look at the Veloster, look at the Mazda 3, and then tell me I'm wrong. Because, whew, that horn, that kills it. That totally kills it. No way would I ever use the horn in this car. That actually might be a good game to kind of like get people to honk at you in their little Corollas just to see if they'll actually do it and embarrass themselves. But yeah, that's it. It's the Corolla Hatch. It's all teched out, but it's missing a lot of the key elements that make a good car good. And I wish that they had paid attention to that, and I wish they weren't always listening to their customers, because, you know, a car company that's been in business for decades knows better than to do something like this, where you can't even option out heated seats. You can't even upgrade the stereo. There's not a chance that you can get any of that. Even on the Nightshade edition, which is supposed to be the hip and cool looking one, although there is an XSE, which is a level above this, but at that point, why wouldn't you just get the Veloster? You see my point? All right, like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate it. I'm probably going to have a behind the scenes view of more of my videos on the cars I review. This one was actually hit last night. Someone bumped into it. So if you do subscribe to my channel, I have an option pretty soon where you can join as a member for like a little fee. And all the people who join the channel for a fee get access to behind the scenes videos. So in that case, you'll be able to possibly see what happened to this vehicle and a bunch of other behind the scenes stuff on other vehicles. That's probably where I'm going to go for 2021. So keep an eye out for being able to join my channel with paid membership. Everyone gets a free membership. How does it work? Everyone who has YouTube Premium gets one free channel to join, and then everything else is like $2.99, $5.99, whatever the price is. So just keep that in mind. If you already are paying for like YouTube TV or YouTube Premiere or whatever, it would really behoove you to subscribe to join my channel, because it wouldn't cost you anything to get that behind the scenes content. There you go. That's the upsell. Especially if you're not using it for anyone else's channel. I'll take it. All right. That helps me fund more fuel for longer road trips in press vehicles, and obviously more coffee. And who doesn't like coffee if you're a coffee addict like I am? Thank you for watching. Next week will be the Toyota TRD Pro Crew Cab. There's a little hint for you, Toyota fanboys. Keep an eye out for that one. We're going to go off-roading. See ya.